Are you tired of smashing your huevos into pancakes trying to fit into your jeans that don't fit? Got your attention now, didn't I? Stick around to the end of this video for an awesome deal on the perfect jeans for you. Hey, before we get to Donald Trump's insane, even for Donald Trump, insane lies, I want to talk about Garrison Hayes' new book, children's book about Juneteenth. I will link this below. Go check this out. It tells the story in a fantastic way. And also you can take part in celebrating what is a long overdue holiday in the United States, but also the creation and content of someone who is phenomenal in their own right, but also trying to make the world a better place. And if you want to take part in that, I would encourage you to do so. Let's talk about Donald Trump. He did a softball interview that was kind of a part of his 40-minute diatribe in front of the cameras at Trump Tower following the verdict, the guilty verdict, the convicted felon Donald Trump gave. And then he took to Fox News with the B team. It wasn't the A team. This might even be the C team. This is Pete Hegseth and the Duffy lady and some other guy I don't even know his name. It really is it's the bottom of the talent bench here. And there's one moment of several moments that are just batshit crazy. And the one I want to talk about is where he denies ever joining in on the lock her up chants. That, you know, after it was all over, he's like, oh, come on, we need to calm down, folks. We need to get it together and get some stuff done. Let's make America great again, folks. As though he's some kind of a unifier. And then we got some receipts. Some receipts you probably haven't seen. As if you don't already know, but what this will serve as is a resource, so you could send this to people, like, oh, you believe he didn't say lock her up? Well, watch this video. Anyway, watch this moment from the B-Team Fox and Friends interview with convicted felon Donald Trump.
I want to follow up on what Rachel asked you, though, because I hear you struggling with it. I hear you say it's a tough question, a bit unsure. You famously said regarding Hillary Clinton, lock her up. You declined to do that as president.
I beat her. It's easier when you win. And they all said lock her up. And I felt, and I could have done it, but I felt it would have been a terrible thing. And then this happened to me. And so I may feel differently about it. I can't tell you, I'm not sure I can answer the question. Hillary Clinton, I didn't say lock her up, but the people would all say lock her up, lock her up. Okay. Then we won. And I said pretty openly, I say, all right, come on, just relax. Let's go. We got to make our country great. Yeah. And it would have been, think of it, you lock up the wife of a president of the United States.
But they want to lock you up over $130,000 of an accounting thing, and
a perfectly stated accounting thing. But you know, people also say, can you bring the country together? And the answer is yes. Success will bring the country together because I had it together. Before the China virus came in, I had it together. We really had it together. And it would have stayed. I think it would have stayed. Everybody was doing better. The country was doing better than it had ever done. And we're going back to those same policies and then some.
Even in the question, I think that guy's Will Kane, if I'm remembering the stupid face. He says, you famously said, Donald Trump. And Donald Trump says, well, they always said. I thought it would be a terrible idea. I never said, oh, I tried to calm everybody down. I'm a uniter. Let me show you this little video clip from October 8th of 2020 with him and the conspiracy theorist Maria Bartiromo. And let this be some kind of a metric of whether or not he said lock him up, lock her up, and what his thoughts were. Again, October 8th, 2020.
That John Ratcliffe unveiled that it was Hillary Clinton's idea to tie you to Russia in some way. It was successful. The whole country was talking about it for 2.5 years. But what comes next, Mr. President? We can have all of these documents. We can see exactly what happened. But unless John Durham comes out with a report or indictments, unless Bill Barr comes out with some kind of a ruling here, do you think this is resonating on the American people?
Unless Bill Barr indicts these people for crimes, the greatest political crime in the history of our country, then we're going to get little satisfaction unless I win, and we'll just have to go, because I won't forget it. but these people should be indicted. This was the greatest political crime in the history of our country, and that includes Obama and it includes Biden. These are people that spied in my campaign, and we have everything. Now they say they have much more, okay? And I say, Bill, we got plenty. You don't need any more. We got so much, Maria. Even just take a look at the Comey report, 78 pages of kill, done by Horowitz.
You don't even have to read between the lines. You heard him say, unless Bill Barr indicts these people for crimes, the greatest political crime in the history of our country, then we're going to get little satisfaction. These people should be indicted. This was the greatest political crime in the history of our country, and that includes Obama and it includes Biden. He said it. Here's a brief clip. About a week later, a week and a day later in Macon, Georgia, where he actually says, lock them up. Watch this.
I'll tell you something, though, and it's very, lock them up. You shouldn't lock them up. Lock up the Bidens. Lock up Hillary. Lock them up.
Lock them up. You should lock them up. Lock up Hillary. Lock up the Bidens. Come on. Now, look, some of you might say, some of the trolls out there might say, well, this was campaign mode. This was 2020. He wasn't saying this once he got back into office. That's just standard political rhetoric when you're running a campaign. It's not, and it wasn't. But let's just address that particular argument before it comes. Let's look at right when he takes office in 2017 and in 2018. And here's a headline from Politico, November 11th, 2017. He'd only been not even a year in office. He was inaugurated on January 20th at noon in 2017. Here we are in November of that year, and here's the headline. Trump ratchets up call for DOJ to investigate Hillary Clinton. Here are two paragraphs. Quote, what about the deleted emails, uranium, Podesta, the server, plus, people are angry, the president continued. Quote, at some point, the Justice Department and the FBI must do what is right and proper. The American public deserves it. The president's calls for investigations into his political opponents come as special prosecutor Robert Mueller's probe into the possibility of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russian government into the latter's efforts to interfere in the 2016 election hits a new stage, with Mueller's team issuing its first indictments earlier this week. And if that's not enough for you, here's one completely separate. This is November 20th, 2018, a year later, and this is from the New York Times. Trump wanted to order Justice Department to prosecute Comey and Clinton, is the headline. Here's the article, or two paragraphs from it. President Trump told the White House counsel in the spring that he wanted to order the Justice Department to prosecute two of his political adversaries, his 2016 challenger, Hillary Clinton, and former FBI Director James Comey, according to two people familiar with the conversation. The lawyer, Don McGahn, rebuffed. This is the White House counsel, Don McGahn, not a personal lawyer, someone who represents the White House and the presidency of the United States, not Donald Trump personally. The lawyer, Donald F. McGahn II, rebuffed the president, saying that he had no authority to order a prosecution. And then just to sum it up, in case you're not sure, in case you need a little bit more reminder, here is a headline from June 29th, 2023 of just how many people Donald Trump has suggested be investigated, indicted, gone after in a witch hunt, in a weaponization of the federal government, the same thing he's accusing everybody else of doing. Here's the headline. As Trump faces criminal charges, here are 27 people he's previously said should be indicted or jailed. From Clinton to Biden, Trump has said numerous foes should be behind bars. And here's the article. Not too long ago, Donald Trump said both Joe Biden and Barack Obama should be in jail for 50 years. He also wondered why Democratic Senator Tim Kaine and Republican Senator Marco Rubio hadn't faced criminal charges yet. They were among at least 27 of Trump's apparent political foes that, since launching his 2016 campaign for president, Trump has explicitly stated or otherwise suggested should be indicted or jailed, according to an NBC News count. That means, apart from Hillary Clinton, there are 26 other people that Donald Trump has said lock them up, or, under color and power of the presidency of the United States, attempted to initiate investigations against, attempted to weaponize the federal government of these United States. Donald Trump and the Republican Party try their damnedest. They try very hard to erase history, to whitewash history, to rewrite history. And look, we got the tapes. We've got the receipts. We know what he's done. The lies are failing Donald Trump. The lies are failing Republicans, even trolls in the comment section. What do you have to say about this? The lie. Do you mind being lied to? Do you mind that your guy who wants to be president sat there in front of a national, international audience and denied the thing that we've witnessed him do over the course of how many years? 9 years? Come on. What do you think? I'd love to know. We can talk about it in the comments below. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me daily at dollemore.com. If you appreciate what I do and you want to help support me make these videos, click the join button below. Below. Boy, it's starting earlier than normal. For $2 a month, you can become a channel member right here on YouTube. You can, $2 a month keeps me really stocked up in throat lozenges. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Great way to help support this work. I would appreciate it. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. And stick around for a word from today's sponsor, The Perfect Jean. Look, it should come as no surprise that I'm a big guy, even when I'm at my slimmest like I am right now. It's tough to find clothing that I like that is also comfortable. And finding a quality pair of jeans that I dig, forget about it. It's like finding a friggin' needle in a haystack, or maybe a Republican that doesn't find themselves lying constantly. But sometimes opportunity comes to you. The Perfect Jean recently reached out and asked if I would like to try their jeans. And let me tell you, the Perfect Jean makes cool-looking, perfect-fitting jeans that are cozy as sweatpants. Like even more elastic than Jim Jordan's memory of January 6th. But these jeans don't make you look like a friggin' slob on their way to do something at an airport in sweatpants. With an excellent option like this, why continue crushing your nuts in jeans that aren't comfortable? For a limited time, Dollemore fans get 15% off their first order plus free shipping. Just go to theperfectjean.nyc and use code Dollemore15, or simply click the link in the description below. And there's more than just jeans. The Perfect Jean also offers the Perfect Tee, which is teddy bear soft and won't shrink like all your other crappy t-shirts do. Why? Because it's perfect. That's why. You can also shop easy for all this stuff knowing that your purchases are risk-free, because the Perfect Jean offers free shipping, free exchanges, and free returns. It's about time you gave your family jewels a break. Go to theperfectjean.nyc and use code Dollemore15 to access 15% off of your first order right now, plus free shipping. So support this channel and tell them that I sent you. That's 15% off at perfectjean.nyc and use code Dollemore15 at checkout. Why settle for uncomfortable or uncool when you can have the Perfect Jean?